I am currently playing ZDEY um, here, which should be live streaming on the channel. I am with Kevin of Arcade. How you doing?
Hi Ryan, doing good, and you?
I'm doing all right.
Very early for you. Sorry for that, mate.
Yeah, that's quite all right. There's no worries. I'm so just having a lot of fun here. So this game's actually really cool. So it's 3 levels. Is there a reason why there's only 3 levels in this game before it ends?
So the reason is we are more hobbyists, lovers of the game, not professional, not a lot of money to develop a massive big games. And after a year and a half, just to make those 4 little
Oh
levels,
wow.
the question was, do we still continue developing the game, and we don't know if the public will enjoy it, so maybe all that effort will be for nothing, or maybe we just ask the question right now. So we stopped the development, which was fairly okay, fully running and functional, and that question was asked through a crowdfunding campaign in France. And if we wouldn't reach the objective, all right, so let's just stop the development. But if we reach extra stretch goal, okay, the answer is clearly we have to put more energy and more levels in the game. And this is what we
Gotcha.
just reached yesterday, the first stretch goal of the game. So yes, in a few days we're gonna develop more levels with the backers.
Gotcha. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, that does make sense. That's such a long time to be in development.
Yeah, and
Oh.
when I say we're gonna ask the backers, so all the people who participated to the campaign help us financially. We're gonna ask
Mm.
them on a private server, all right, what kind of new levels you want, what kind of game design, where should we go? Maybe in New York, for the New Yorker metro, maybe somewhere else. What should be the boss stage, what kind of game mechanism you want added. So we're gonna gather and collect all the best ideas and then just develop them.
That's cool. That's really awesome. I like that idea.
So I'm
Keep getting
pretty
them to
sure you have
grow.
tons of ideas or things to serve at the game.
So let me see my sorry, what was that? I didn't catch that.
I'm gonna ask you later about what kind of suggestion you can make to us, what kind of game design you have in mind, what kind of improvements. Yes, we'd be very interested to hear that.
Gotcha. So okay. Why the cat power up?
Why the cat? Straight to the question. Why the cats? So, all right, the game, all the little details in the game reflect some personal history for our artist. So the artist is called
Oh.
Day. He's a street artist painting
Mm.
for almost 20 years now. His
Oh,
little
wow.
character. So the little guy that you can see on the screen. Okay, he's painting that since he's 15 years old. And for the game, he dressed the character as Mario. With the blue outfit, the little pointy hat, and in the game, one of the enemies are grandmas, old ladies, and in the street, vendors, graffiti artists, when they paint on the wall, they spray whatever on the wall. Every people
Mm.
just look down. Maybe for shame, I don't know, and they just don't look what the guy is doing. But old ladies, they come to you and they make you the moral, saying you are a bad kid, and one of those lady sent our artist to the court, and the guy has to pay some financial fine at the end because he did some spray on his wall, on her wall. So that was just a little story, yes, about old ladies, and we just brainstorm about how we could kill an old lady. We didn't want to jump on her, so we just said, why not just
Yeah.
send a very angry cat to her, like a straight cat that
I
you
like
can find on the
that.
street. All right, hit that.
It was pretty comical. I think that was awesome. It's really awesome. Now, the design for the main character is that based off of the street art's like drawing that is like his mascot, or is it what's the significance behind that?
So, so basically, the game was not the straight idea we have. You know, our job at Arcade is to build that kind of amusement cabinet, the one that I
Mm-hmm.
have behind, and we just combine it with art. So we work and collaborate with street artists to create that kind of arcades. So it's pretty sweet, you know, when you don't play on the arcade like 90% of the time, you just have a very
Mm-hmm.
nice space to display the artist you like or the kind of job you want. So that's the combination of art and arcade. We just made arcade, and Teams Day was the very first artist we partner with, and we just gave him carte blanche. You know, he could do whatever he wanted on the cab. And we just came back a week later, and all right, he made some back history and research about retro gaming, and he got inspired by Mario, of course. So we came back a week later, and the entire cab was already painted, and we just look at it and
Wow.
say, man, you know, there is a all storytelling about the game. Everything is written. You have the two protagonists, the little Zday and the policeman. We also have the name of the game. There's a game in the train yard, and we just start, man, that's crazy, you know, why not making the game now? Everything was already written and painted, so we start looking up, and we figure out that it was possible to make an NES game, a retro game, from at our level. That's where we started.
That's really cool. So is there a reason you guys went with an NES versus like a Sega Genesis game or even a Game Boy game?
Yes, so all right, Game Boy was out of the pictures. The idea was to port the game on our current arcade. So all the next gen console like PS4 or Xbox was out of the pictures. So we decided to focus on retro console. I was very interested for the Sega Genesis or the SNES, but the development, I mean the programming is very complicated, and then you know the console, the capability of the console is way more bigger. So just for the sprite, you really need someone dedicated just for the artwork. Then you have someone for the sound, and the programming is just a nightmare. So instead of having just a one guy job, you just need a whole team. So meaning a lot more money, and this is something that we couldn't afford at that time. And the NES was the perfect answer. We found one French guy, a French developer, who were able to make all the game just by himself. So in a short period of time, because of the limits, you know, the palettes, the color, the 8 little pixel by 8. So all that was the obvious reason to go to the NES.
Now you mentioned the promo pack mentioned a series of codes you can try. Are there any ones that are in here that aren't mentioned? That'd be kind of cool to look at.
So can you just say again your question?
Oh yeah, sorry. So the promo pack mentioned that there were specific codes you can enter here to have. I'm assuming different artwork show up. Is that my understanding of the code screen here? Is there anything in the code that wasn't mentioned in the promo pack that'd be kind of cool to look at? As far as like a
So
code
yes,
you can put in here?
like you said, at the end of the development, the 3 little stage and the boss stage, our developer said to us that, hey guys, you still have some room, for whatever kind of sprite you want. So that's when we started adding new guests in the game. So when I'm saying guests, the final stage, you can I don't know if you can see it, but you can spray one tag, and step by step we start adding new new guest tag. And so we start adding one. The developer said, okay, you still have more room, and another one, and another one. And then we ended up with 11 different tags at the end. So all those guys are international street artists. They are bringing more depth to the game, different style, and you just activate them at the very early stage. So at where you enter your name, it's like a password screen, and that's where you activate the guest you want to play with. So I think it was a nice way to add more longevity to the game, more gameplay.
Cool. That's really awesome, actually. It's really a nice way to include.
So what was your favorite one to spray on the train?
I actually couldn't get it to work for some reason. I'm not sure why, but it was spraying. It just wasn't working.
So what was not working? The game or the choosing the guest?
The actual game, the actual spray paint wasn't working. I'm not sure what I was doing wrong, but let me see if I can get there, and we'll see what happens.
So
but yeah, for some reason,
this was not. You're right, honestly, with all the stream we've done lately. Okay, I haven't seen or heard any issues. One of the issues I've seen is because the lady who were playing the game used the turbo bind or command. So don't play with the turbo. But
yeah, I don't think it's like the turbo, but it wasn't. I got spraying the subway car or the train car. It was not doing anything. I'm not sure.
All right, so you just have to keep your action pressed, and after 1, 2, 3 seconds, you get like a sprite, a tile painted on the wagon, and then you just continue that to paint the whole car. And do you know why street artists run after the metro or the train and to paint it?
I'm assuming visibility.
Yes, exactly, man. That came from New York with the train that's turned very visible around the city, and the idea of when you do street art on the street, of course, it's to see your name everywhere. All right, so you just keep doing your name everywhere for visibility. And the train was the perfect answer. By doing it one time, the next day, the next morning, the entire city would see your name. So it became very quickly the holy grail of all graphers. But now the reward are so big that meaning that you get caught by the internal police of the tube station, and you pay a lot of money, to clean up the train.
I can imagine that's really a real quick way to get noticed, I'm sure.
And one of the ideas so far I've heard about the next game development is why not painting a rocket, a moon rocket, you just spray it, and when it's done, the rocket turn around the earth and everybody sees your name. It's just crazy. So are you playing the game right now?
Yeah.
I can't see that, sorry.
Yeah. There we go. In an actual way, it's not live streaming the channel, but I do have it recording as well. Okay, so I got the donut.
So it's the first stage. So you need two things to paint on the train. First, you need to grab the little spray can that's on the right
It's
of
right
the
here,
screen.
right? Yeah.
You grab them, you have 4 sprays in your stock. And then you pick up the donuts.
Yeah, he turned pink before I could I could throw the donut at him.
So the pink mode was inspired by Pac-Man, you know. At some point, the ghost, they turn in a chase mode, meaning they
Oh
run
yeah,
after
yeah.
you
That makes
and you
sense.
cannot kill them or eat them. So that's the same principle here.
That makes sense.
There is a cheat code if you want to jump to the very last stage right away. So instead of writing your name at the AAAA screen, you just write yard,
Yard.
train
Okay.
yard, and
I'll
you
try that.
get teleported to the final stage.
Okay, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do that right now. I'm gonna go ahead and just get a little late a couple times, and no, go ahead and do that. That should be up. Okay. Yeah, I'd like to see other stages. Like I would like to see maybe stages based on Seattle, Portland, Oregon would be kind of cool to see.
Nice.
Yeah, Portland, Seattle.
So what would you see at Seattle with the port? What kind of environment? How the little ZDEY could play over there? Should he be painting on the boats or something else?
So I would say like it's a great question. Um, I don't know, maybe have them go through like an alley, maybe some buildings, have the space in the background. Um, you can do Portland with with OMSI and the Expo Center and other locations like that. For Portland, trying to think of other Las Vegas would be kind of cool. See some of the casinos in the background. Uh, Maybe the Stratosphere, MGM. Well, maybe not MGM, but something like that would be kind of cool to
So
see that.
this is something also some players mention. All right now our the back of the game is quite empty. You know, it's okay, kind of Paris by night, but parallax effect, meaning we could have a background and step by step stage after stage, you just get closer to the parallax, and at the end you end up in the train yard or in the moon rocket yard. So parallax effects with Las Vegas could be kind of cool.
Yeah, that I can see that being a good thing to do because it does seem a little empty.
It is, yes, it is. It is. So that's something that we want to change in the future. And adding more gameplay to the game. So right now it is pretty much straightforward. You just run as a platformer, but why not adding some stuff that let you stay behind, you know, and play with the environment, the decor. You know, for example, if you jump in a certain way on the wooden crate, wooden box, why not like turn them as a spray box, for example, you know, and then you start playing with the environment.
Yeah, I did notice that you can't really break the box. I'm like, okay, there's just here for obstacles. But yeah, I think that'd be kind
Yep.
of cool to have a way to break the boxes. Maybe have different power ups in addition to the cat.
Yep.
Really.
For example, there is that, or if you accumulate 5 cats, for example, you get a super power up or a massive bonus, because again, this is an arcade game, so the only thing that matters is your high score, right?
That's true.
Scoring the maximum. And one of the best way to score, to get a high score in the game is to go very fast. So faster you go, bigger your high score will be.
Oh, really?
So those bonus, those reward has to be interesting enough to catch them instead of going full speed. But all that, is just great idea. Now that we saw that the game has some public, some people interested in, we collect some money. So now we are like ready to put more energy and put more money in the game development. And we want to kill that in just 1 month. So May or April will be dedicated for a very intensive development. Like that, beginning of May, we can ship the cartridge to all the backers.
Cool, awesome. This game's really cool looking. It's it's very impressive what you guys have done. I mean, it's been a year, yes, but you guys have done a lot in that amount of time.
I never knew, in my life that I would be developing a video game, and especially on the Nintendo NES. This is just crazy, out of my mind, and I'm so proud right now. Okay, I'm making my own video game. I'm helped with some artists and some other friends, and I have a little baby at home, and I just can't wait in the future that he goes to his friends and say, you know what, my dad, he made a video game. I would be so proud of that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, this game's a lot of fun. It does have a lot of very much a Mario vibe to it.
Yes,
but that makes it easy to get into, I think. It's a familiar type game. I mean, yes, it's an arcade game, but it's also at the same time it is very easy to jump right into, I think.
That's exactly what we wanted, and that's what I like with retro games. You don't have to wait like a full hours to understand how the game plays, the tutorial, all the command and all that. You just plug your console and you can play, and the rules are just so simple. Everybody can play. But then the difficulty is something that you are used to with arcade games. So yeah, quite enjoy it. So what kind of boss stage do you have in mind? So you've seen the one with the train yard where you have to paint the whole car. Do you have any other original ideas for us?
So yeah, that was a real cool stage. So in addition to train cars, well, I mean, you could do near sides of buildings. You could do what about? I was thinking maybe you could do like it might be hard to do on NES, but maybe taking a roller coaster would be kind of cool.
Roller coaster, that's nice.
Yeah.
Some of the ideas we got so far are a stage like Fix It Felix, with the building, and you go upward. There is somebody in the bottom chasing you, and you have to paint different places on the building, and step by step, instead of fixing it, you just paint the building. So we heard that. There is this space rocket that I found very nice. So we keep the same principle. There's different stages of the rocket, and you just hand paint your graffiti step by step, and when it's done, the rocket just launch. Somebody also mentioned an aircraft, military aircraft. So you play on a military base in the previous stage, and at the end you just paint the military aircraft.
What about like an amusement park, maybe a roller coaster and
for example, yeah, could be really fun because the little guys there is like very happy, a lot of joys from him, and the amusement park is
Yeah.
just great. Why not also an arcade center, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, yeah, that'd be
That's
cool too.
just
Yeah.
so obvious that we never thought about that.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah. Arcade. You can do maybe an aquarium or a zoo. That'd be
Yeah,
kind of cool to see too.
I like the theme, the theme, the water theme. Why? Because okay, our artist he does a lot of charity work, you know, and so he's been all over the world helping people, painting his little character on schools in Nepal, in Iraq, in South of America, etc. And all the time his little characters dressed up in a different way, and I really like the one called Tide Hunter, you know, on the water theme with a little surf, like surfing on the waves. I really like that kind of theme. So the water one, definitely we're gonna keep it. Enfin, think about this one.
That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, that should be really cool to see that. Lots of great ideas. I'm really excited to see what the final product's going to be.
So we'll see. But playing, you know, with the NES, there is so much limit about the game and the console that you really have to make some decision, some choice about the gameplay, the environment, finding some shortcuts in order to just keep everything in the tiny memory. So that was a
Yeah, there
good
is that too. How large of a ROM chip? Excuse me. How long of a ROM? How large a ROM chip do you guys plan on using with this game?
So it's half a meg,
Oh,
half
okay.
a megabyte. And this is exactly the same hardware, and you can play your game on the actual NES console in your living room. So yeah, we really kept the limit of the console in the game.
Is there a reason you're not going with a full meg? I think can't the NES go up to a meg for a game? I think it can.
Uh, I'm gonna check with my developer,
Okay.
but right now the
Maybe
game
be
was
completely
made on
wrong.
NES Maker, and all the game are the size of 512 kilobytes,
Okay.
so very very tiny.
Gotcha. And are you guys going to be supporting the NES Mapper 30 with this game?
Yes, so this is the mapper that we are using. So because we are using NES Maker, so the game is a mapper 30 ROM file.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome.
So yeah, the cartridge will be zone free, so you can play it all over the world on your actual NES. And of course, because
Cool.
there's a ROM file, you can play it on your computer or in your arcade machine.
That's really cool. Yeah, this game's this game's a lot of fun, and I cannot wait to have it be in everybody's hands. This game is really cool, really well done, and got some really great ideas. And it's gonna be really cool to see have it be a physical, tangible thing or something that everybody can play because it's really well done. So
All right, thanks for all that. And because you know, because we come from the art scene, the game is kind of hybrid. This is not a true game, obviously, you know, with a very long play, but it's hybrid between art, street art, and retro gaming. So there's yes a lot of attention made to the box of the game. Some little goodies will be thrown in it, like the one you just build up. So all the game we're gonna sell, you can find a little arcade to build up yourself, and then you just stick the whatever sticker you want. So yes, that's the very lucky part, you know, because we were working with an artist. We could ask him almost everything we wanted: new sprite, new characters, a poster, a print, and we were able to get it quite fast and from the artist. So that's sweet.
yeah, it really is more of a I mean, it's fully game, but also really interactive artwork. It's really really cool in that aspect.
Thanks for that. So we'll see where the adventure takes us. So definitely we're gonna develop a new chapter for the cartridge. So everything will be in the game when you will receive it. And some people already asked us to develop a 16-byte game. So why not? Yeah, let's see where the adventures take us.
Yeah, wow. It's wow. Yeah. Are the plans to expand this further to bring it to, say, eventually the Switch, PS4, Xbox One, Steam, or is it going to be exclusive to the NES?
So no, I'm very interested in why, because the okay, what we want is just to bring the game available to as much people as we can. You know, we are not looking for the profit or whatever. And and most of my friends from my generation, I would say, we don't have the NES at home. You know, none of my friends, nobody has the NES. We grew up with the SNES, and just the SNES now is just a pain in the ass to plug on your TV. You know, everything is just HDMI and stuff.
Yep.
So yes, Xbox and PlayStation would be very sweet, you know, just to make it more accessible. So so maybe we'll found in the future someone able to port our game in those next gen console. This is not that easy because you have to rewrite the game. You also have to
Yeah.
purchase some developer kits.
Yep.
Could be very costly. So we need to find someone able to do it for us. But we are, yes, we are looking for that.
That makes sense. Yeah, that does get pretty pretty pricey, I'm sure. But yeah, I'd like to see this on the Switch. You know, I can see this as an Xbox Live title. You know, so that's gonna. I can definitely see it being on mobile systems, and the Switch and the PS4 and Xbox One, Steam. There's a huge there's a huge install base there. So I'm hoping that eventually will come to those consoles as well. Yeah, I mean, at the very least, Steam I think would be a good place to put it, as well
Steam,
as
from what I
obviously.
heard, is the easiest platform to, very easy to port your NES games. So yes, but when we will be ready to port the game, we will want to port the game on all the platforms you just mentioned.
Makes sense to do it all in one shot. But cool, great, awesome. I'm glad that it's got you guys have so many plans for it, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
Where it goes,
Hopefully,
yeah,
it,
exactly. So right now the game is what we made, the three of us, but with the help of all the backers, you and all the other people that help us financially, I'm pretty sure we can gather and collect some really sweet ideas, you know, very original, that will add a nice new layer in the game. So yeah, very looking forward for that, for those propositions, and I hope that we can deliver an even better game.
great so far.
All right, great.
And yeah, I'm again very excited to see where this goes, and I'm hoping that it exceeds your expectations, it exceeds my expectations, and it'll be great to see what happens with it. But I think we're gonna wrap this up here. You're about it's about you're about 20 minutes here left. I gotta go, but I'm gonna end it here. But but yeah, I want to thank you for coming on. It's been great talking with you and hear about the game and seeing the direction it's going. And yeah, this has been Kevin with Arcade here. And again, I want to thank you for coming on here today.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you for hosting me in your show. Sorry for getting you up so early.
Oh, that's all right.
I
No
really
worries.
hope that you have some fun playing the game and that you will enjoy the next stage of the development.
Very much looking forward to it. Well, I want to thank you again for coming on, and hope you have a great rest of your day.